This is Frank Demora from Last Chronicles of Planet Earth. We're going to be talking a little bit of Revelation chapter 13. These two verses here show us in the last days the Antichrist will have a new system, and by this system he will force everybody to take his mark in the right hand or in their forehead. And with this new technology in this new age of increased knowledge, as was pointed out in Daniel 12:4, we see that governments are able to do things they never were able to do before, to control people if they wanted to control people. Take a look at this from the Blaze. It says, did you know the feds will temporarily cut off all TV and radio broadcast on November 9th? That's this year, by the way, 2011. If you have ever wondered about the government's ability to control the citizen airwaves, you will have your answer on November the 9th. On that day, federal authorities are going to shut off all television and radio communications simultaneously at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to complete its first ever test of the National Emergency Alert System. This isn't a weird conspiracy theory. The upcoming test is posted on the Public Safety and Homeland Security Bureau website. Only the President has the authority to activate the EAS at the national level and has delegated the authority to the Director of FEMA. The test will be conducted jointly by the Department of Homeland Security and through FEMA, the Federal Communications Commission, and the National Ocean and Atmospheric Administration, National Weather Service. In essence, the authority to seize control of all television and citizens' communication has been asserted by the executive branch and handed to the government agency. Now, it goes on to say, the EAS has been around since 1994. It's a precursor to the emergency broadcast system started back in 1963. Television, radio broadcasters, satellite radio, and satellite television providers, cable television, and wireline video providers are all involved in the system. So let's put it this way. We're looking at the possibility, and I'm always going to say the possibility because I know what the Scriptures has to say in the book of Revelation, that eventually one man will control everything, and he will be able to control everything in the economy, and that will also affect what you can watch and what you cannot watch in the near future. So, for example, there's rioting in many different places in the United States, and people did the same thing that they did in Egypt and in other parts of the world where they went on Facebook, and they were coordinating these meetings on Facebook. Well, don't you think that now, because the president has the authority, he can actually shut down any system that he wants to control the citizens? And they even point out here that this is not a weird or wild conspiracy theory. This is in effect, and you will see it go into effect November 9th. So these are the systems, and this can only be done with our generation, because our generation is the only generation who can see global television at the same time for one event. And this is what we see happening in the book of Revelation. For example, the two witnesses that are going to be killed and they lay in the streets for 3.5 days. The whole world will be able to watch them. Well, if there was a major problem, you would have, for example, here, you could actually have of one figure close down television services to disrupt things that they don't want to be disrupted, or to control things that were disrupted. So just take it for what it's worth, because the bottom line is the Antichrist will control everything in the last days.